If I could go back to before my first buy-to-let, I always thought you needed six figures, £100,000 to get into having your own rental property. But I'm here to tell you that you don't. There are 5 things that I wish someone had told me. So that's what I'm going to tell you. So that's 5 steps in 5 minutes to take you to your first rental property. Let's go. The first step you'll need is save a deposit. The average UK salary is about £35,000. When you look at property prices, it doesn't seem realistic. For a typical buy-to-let in the £120,000 sort of region, you need a 25% deposit. That's about 25 to 30 grand. If you add legal fees, stamp duty, some surprises in there, let's call it £35,000 all in. I'm sure you're wondering, where can you buy a property at that price? But I'll move on to that next. Saving £35,000 on that kind of salary, it sounds massive, but if you break that down, that's about £700 a month and you're there in 4 and a bit years. And if you're a couple working towards this goal, then you're looking at 2 years. Here's how you actually do it. You create a budget planner that tracks every single bill, expense, using a simple spreadsheet. But even just doing that, you'll be surprised at what kind of impacts that has on where your money goes. You can cut the obvious stuff, subscriptions you don't use, eating out as much as you do. And the big one is if you move that £700 into savings at the start of the month when you get paid, it's amazing what that does for your psychology because you manage with the money you have. But that's step 1. I'm not going to lie to you, it is boring. It is going to be quite If this is one step that you do, you're already going to be ahead of. Step 2, pick your area. You don't necessarily want to buy where you live. You want to buy where the numbers work. You're looking at low cost, high returns. And in the UK right now, that means places like Liverpool, parts of Manchester, Hull, Middlesbrough, areas where you can still buy a property for under £120,000. I invest in Liverpool. And why it works? Properties are affordable, rental demand is high, the city's growing. A typical terrace property here might cost you £90,000 to £120,000 for rent that varies from £600 to £800 a month. But do your own research, but the area that you pick is going to make or break your investment, so you don't want to skip that. Right, you found a property, now it's time to view it and make an offer. So what most people miss is you're not looking at the decor, you're looking at the bones of the house, things that are going to cost you thousands if you don't catch them now. When you arrive, you want to be looking at the roof, you want to be looking at the chimney, are there missing tiles, a sagging roof, just any red flags. Going inside, you want to look for damp, you want to look at mold, you're looking in bathrooms, around windows. Is there like peeling wallpaper, the smell of damp? You want to look at the boiler, is it ancient, does it look like it's on its way out? And of course you can take photos of anything you're unsure about, which you can Google later on, you can send to a builder for an opinion, but don't feel pressured to know everything on the spot, because if you're unsure you can take a picture, do more research on it later on. If it all looks good, make an offer, go in below the asking price and see what they say. The worst they can do is say no. At best, they might tell you what is a more reasonable, comfortable figure for them. Next step is sort your mortgage and your legals. This can be done slightly sooner, but this is where people either save money or they lose it. For the mortgage, use a broker. I personally got 3 quotes before choosing my first one. You want the best combination of cheap and good reviews. Some brokers charge a fee, some don't. My first one charged me £300, which I think is reasonable. Some are completely free because they get paid by the lender, but I feel if someone's charging you over £500, that's quite a lot. I'd personally walk away. For the legals, you want to find a conveyancing solicitor who does buy-to-let. Again, get a few quotes. But don't just go with the estate agent's recommendation. They often get paid commission for referring you, and the solicitor might not be the best fit for your needs. So yeah, generally 2-3 quotes and go from there for both is what I'd do. This step usually takes 6 to 12 weeks. So you want to be patient, stay on top of your solicitor, and you just want to make sure things are moving forward. Now you've reached a point where the keys are yours and the real work can begin. First, you want to find a letting agent, look at their Google reviews in terms of other landlords talking about their management service. You want to check their fees. Generally, 10% plus VAT on your rent is quite fair. 12% plus VAT is on the higher side, and anything above that, personally, I'd feel like I was being overcharged. But a good agent is going to find you your tenants, they're going to handle deposits, they deal with maintenance, so you don't have to. Next up, you've got landlord insurance. You need buildings cover at a minimum. You want some element of public liability in there ideally as well, but make sure the policy covers you for actually what you need. So you can also have things like legal expenses, rent guarantee insurance for sort of more peace of mind and reassurance. You also want to track everything, whether that's a spreadsheet or a proper tool. You want to track your income, your expenses, and your tax from day one. It makes life so much easier when you've got to do your self-assessment. 5 steps, that's the whole process. You want to save your deposit, you want to pick your area, view an offer, sort your mortgage and your legals, and handle the aftercare. It's not glamorous, but it works. If you've enjoyed the video, if you could hit the like button, it would mean the absolute world to me. Hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, sharing my buy-to-let journey, my numbers on real deals, real mistakes that I've made. I'm aiming for 500 subscribers in 2026, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.